Hey everybody, welcome back to Stamping School. I've got a quick fun fold for you today. I had a request for an Easter card, but if you don't need an Easter card, this layout is an oldie but goodie. And it really, it's the same amount of paper and it just adds that little bit extra interest if you haven't done this one before. You start with your 8.5 by 5.5 paper. Bring in something to score, your paper trimmer or something. And we're gonna make a bifold door basically. So, you know, your basic one, which is 2 1/4 on each end. 2 1/4, 2 1/4. So that is your basic gatefold right there. But then you're gonna add in the middle 4 1/4. So basically each one of these panels is the same. And this one goes up. So you've got mountain, valley, mountain. Make a big M, looks like that. And that's basically how it is. So you just need to make that little mechanism for the inside. And a lot of people will make this with strips of paper. I don't. I make mine with circles because I feel like it gets a little wobbly if you just use like one little piece of paper. So let me show you. I do the circles. So I'm going to do it in the lighter color so you can see. So on the paper. Or you can do the same green if you want it to kind of disappear, which is probably what I would do normally, but just so you can see how it goes. 2 of these circles get folded in half, and like that. And you can score them, but they don't have to be that perfect. Just fold them in half. Now the size of the circle doesn't matter a whole lot. This one happens to be 1.5. You can do 1 inch, depending on how big your circle or square or your centerpiece is. It can, as long as it's not bigger than what you're putting on it, it doesn't matter. They just have to be all the same size, okay? Now, these 2 pieces get glued onto your circle perfectly like that. Now this is exactly the same mechanism as the sliding lock card. So for instance, this is what it's going to look like right here. So for instance, if you wanted to make the sliding lock card, so it can slide off and on this way, right? But we're going to put it here. So these pieces, we're going to glue those right there. These 2 flaps. We're going to glue here and here. And these 2 pieces get glued to wherever you want your center or a little above center, but that goes right on the fold like that, just like that. So push it down, see? So those 2 pieces, and then this one on the top gets glued to your main centerpiece, is which what we're going to do right now. Now on this one, I have made it in the petal pink. I'm changing this out, and I'm going to do the new hexagons, the ones I shared last week. All right, for the hexagons, I'm going to use 2 sizes, and I'm going to layer these together like that. I might even go this way. We'll see how it looks. I need a little grass, so I cut another one of the smaller just because I need a little bit of grass for them to stand on. I'm using Storybook Friends. I stamped a couple of the bunnies, colored them in pumpkin pie and a little azure, and I have a little sign that I stamped here, a couple dimensionals on the back and a little piece of wood designer paper just to put a little sign in there. Stick it in the grass. Of course, it could say Happy Spring. It could say anything you want. Now, this goes right on here. Just like that. Add a bunch of adhesive and then stick that right where you would want your lock to be. Now, that's going to fold in like this. So they fold in. But we need to decorate them a little bit because they're a little plain. So I'm using the To the Market paper, which I have not used. It's in the annual catalog. It's got all these great patterns and flowers and baskets and all kinds of things in it, which would be kind of cute. And this had like pumpkin color in there, so I thought that was good. Now, when you're scoring these, remember this is 2 1/8. So you could make these 2 inches, but then you got to make this a little longer than 5 1/4. So what I do is I still cut them at 5 1/4 for the length, but I make them a little smidge skinnier than 2 inches. So whatever that little 1/8 inch is right before the 2 is kind of what you want. So, and then for the inside, I'm gonna add some of these on the inside. Now, if you need a place to write a bunch, you can add white right here on your panels if you want, or white on these panels. I just want it kind of neutral inside, so I'm gonna do this plaid that comes in that to the market paper. And then I've got another little bunny here that I can add somewhere, maybe down here, here. Oop, don't let his ears get crimped. And I'll put him over here. He's so cute. And then I can write something with a white marker here. I can add something here if I want to, but that's it. This is just a really easy, fun fold that you can do for any occasion at all. And I do like that hexagon there instead of the circle, but any shape works. Squares, rectangles, circles. It's, you know, it's just really fun. I'm gonna call this a gatefold locking card. I don't know what to call it. We'll call it that because it locks, right? So it holds it shut instead of a belly band, which you could totally do a belly band instead, but this is just kind of a fun, different way to do it. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. See it, learn it, stamp it.